Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the big ideas shaping business and tech. Today, we're diving into a massive shift in how companies will operate, compete, and ultimately win. It's called the Agentic Enterprise. And for any leader out there, listen up. This isn't about some far-off future. This is happening right now. All right, let's kick things off with a number that should really grab your attention. 95%. Yeah, 95%. According to a huge study by BCG, that's how many companies are not getting any real substantial value from their AI projects. Think about that. Most are just stuck in pilot purgatory, seeing tiny returns, while a very small group is just pulling away from the pack. And that's exactly what this quote is about. That top 5%, the ones BCG calls future-built, they're not just inching ahead, they're creating a massive performance gap. And here's the kicker. That gap gets wider every single day, making it almost impossible for everyone else to catch up. You see, they're not just using AI, they're literally rebuilding their entire company around it.
And just look at how real this gap is. We're talking tangible numbers here. These future-built companies, they're expecting double the revenue growth from their AI investments compared to the laggards. Double. And it's not just about revenue. They're also projecting 1.4 times greater cost reductions. So this isn't just a small advantage, it's a whole different ballgame. They're on a completely different trajectory.
So, what's the secret sauce here? What's the technology that's creating this massive divide? Well, that brings us to the what of it all, the Agentic Enterprise. This is a whole new operating model, and it's powered by a very specific type of AI. So let's break down what that actually means.
Okay, so Agentic AI, it's not just another app or a fancy dashboard. We're talking about autonomous digital workers. Seriously, think of them like that. They're intelligent agents that can look at a situation, reason through a problem, come up with a plan, and then actually do it by using other software and tools, all on their own, with almost no hand-holding from us.
And this visual just perfectly captures the huge strategic shift we're talking about. This is the key takeaway for any leader. It's not about AI replacing people. Not at all. It's about shifting from a company that is run by humans, doing all the manual, repetitive work, to a company that is led by humans who are orchestrating a whole workforce of AI agents. We're talking about a fundamental rewrite of your company's DNA.
Okay, I know this can all sound a bit high-level, a little abstract, so let's bring it down to earth. Let's look at how these agents are actually transforming real-world business operations right now.
Take supply chains, for example. For years, it's been about reacting to problems after they happen. Well, not anymore. Now you have AI agents that are watching the entire system 24/7. They can spot a potential bottleneck 1,000 miles away and proactively reroute shipments or tweak inventory levels before it ever becomes a real problem for your customer. That's what we mean by building a truly resilient operation.
Or how about product design? The old way was slow, sequential, and frankly, a bit of a guessing game. Now, you can have an AI agent scan social media for the latest trends, instantly generate 50 different design concepts, and run thousands of digital simulations to see which one works best. The whole cycle just gets compressed from months down to weeks or even days. It's a total game changer for getting better products to market faster.
And for anyone in an industrial business, this one is huge. Think about your most critical, expensive equipment. Instead of waiting for it to break down, which is always costly, you have agents monitoring thousands of data points in real time. They can diagnose the root cause of a tiny vibration that a human would miss and automatically schedule the maintenance crew to fix it before it fails. We're talking about avoiding millions in downtime and getting more life out of your biggest assets.
So when you pull it all together, what's the bottom line? The impact is massive, and it just keeps compounding. You've got agents working 24/7, getting smarter over time and making fewer mistakes. And the best part? You can build one agent for, say, finance, and then reuse and scale it across other departments. This isn't just a one-off productivity bump. It's a non-stop engine for growing revenue and slashing costs. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. This all leads to the million-dollar question for every leader watching. How do we actually do this? How do you make your company one of these future-built organizations? Well, the good news is there's a playbook. The leaders are leaving clues.
So here they are, the 5 core strategies that really separate the winners from everyone else. And I want you to pay close attention to that first one. It all starts at the very top, with a multi-year strategic ambition for AI that comes directly from the C-suite and the board. Without that top-down commitment, the rest of it, the accountability, the new operating model, the tech, it just doesn't happen. And this right here, this perfectly illustrates that point about accountability. Look at the difference. In companies that are going nowhere with AI, it's treated like an IT project. It's IT's problem. But in the companies that are winning, it's a shared responsibility between business and tech. This is so crucial. AI works when it's solving a real business problem, not when it's just a science experiment locked in the server room.
But look, having a great strategy on paper isn't enough. The how also comes down to leadership, specifically leading this massive shift responsibly. Because let's be honest, the biggest thing holding most companies back right now isn't that they're tired of hearing about AI, it's that they're worried about the risk.
And I think Michael Bradshaw from Kyndryl just nails the mindset leaders need to have. You have to communicate this over and over again. This is not AI versus people. It's about AI with people. It's about creating a true partnership, a hybrid workforce, where AI agents handle the grunt work, freeing up your people to do what they do best, innovate and think strategically.
So the absolute key for any leader is to get out in front of the risk. You have to tackle it head on. With past technologies, you could kind of roll them out and figure out the governance later, sort of set and forget. You absolutely cannot do that here. With Agentic AI, you have to build in the security, the transparency, the governance right from the very beginning. You build the guardrails before you hit the accelerator.
And a huge part of leading responsibly is how you handle your existing processes. You can't just take these incredibly powerful AI agents and bolt them onto your old, clunky, inefficient workflows. That's a recipe for disaster. The smart companies, they're bringing their employees into the process to co-design totally new ways of working, side by side with their new digital colleagues. That's how you build trust, and it's how you make sure this stuff actually gets used.
And yes, this absolutely means that roles are going to change. They're going to evolve. Think about a financial analyst. Today, they probably spend most of their week just gathering data and building reports. In an agentic company, an AI agent does all that in seconds. So what does the analyst do? They spend all their time on the high-value stuff, interpreting the data, spotting trends no one else sees, and advising the business on what to do next. So you're not just automating tasks, you're elevating your people.
So that brings us right back to the beginning. That performance gap we talked about, it's real, and it's getting wider every single day. The technology is here. The playbook for how to do this exists. Your competitors are already on the move. So the only question left is, what are you going to do about it?